February 15th. My god, I do not know what video game companies were thinking when they decided to release just about everything that day. Metro Exodus, Crackdown 3, Jump Force, and Far Cry New Dawn. Unfortunately, despite popular belief, I am just a mere mortal man. So I took to the community poll and asked you guys what I should play, and you guys decided, well, just look at the title. Far Cry New Dawn, the game that came out of nowhere. It was announced only 2 months ago, and it's kind of a sequel, kind of an expansion to Far Cry 5. What happened in Far Cry 5, you ask? Well, bad guy was a cult leader predicted the end of the world, he was right. What is the deal lately with video games and cults? Far Cry 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, De Blob 2? Are they just trying to say that gamers are just one big massive cult? They have a point, actually. So naturally, after such a bleak ending, Ubisoft decided to take Far Cry into the post-apocalyptic world. Just like a few other games. To be fair though, Far Cry New Dawn's post-apocalyptic setting is somewhat unique. Rather than just having a massive wasteland with an endless desert and brown color palette, the environment is actually quite saturated. Mostly purple, but colorful. Ugh, there's way too much purple in this game. I remember the last time I saw the color purple. The region of Hope County is filled with plants, trees, wildlife. Did the apocalypse even happen at all? Sure, they established that it took some years for humans to emerge from their bunkers, but damn, this was probably the least consequential apocalypse in the history of apocalypses. Like, quite a few characters from the last game survived, even though I could have sworn they died in the final act. Either way, you can never kill Herc.
Did I know you from somewhere? I mean, you look dang familiar, like as if we'd done this before in some endless haunting loop for which neither of us may ever escape.
You know, Herc, I think we have. And I'm not saying that in the sense that he's been in just about every Far Cry game, but because New Dawn is Far Cry 5 reskinned, mostly in terms of the map, which is the same. It's not like they didn't tell us this in advance. It was a narrative choice after all. This might be why the game is $40 instead of $60, but the environments themselves didn't change much, making the map feel much less unique. Now this isn't the first time Far Cry has done this. I believe Far Cry Primal used the same exact map as Far Cry 4, although Ubisoft was not as transparent about that fact. But everything else about Primal was just so different that I didn't really care and I wound up enjoying it. And Far Cry New Dawn is also a fun game. Unless you're tired of the Far Cry formula. It certainly doesn't help that Far Cry 5 came out only 11 months ago. Primal also released months after 4, but at least they tried to be different. New Dawn doesn't try too hard in that field. At least there is the saw gun that defies the laws of physics.
That doesn't make sense.
Story-wise, it's as basic as you would expect. There is an evil group of road warriors called the Highwaymen who raid, pillage, and plunder every settlement because power. They're led by twins named Mickey and Lou, and for a series that places more emphasis on the villains than anyone else, the twins are as generic as they come. Are they the worst villains in the series? Nah, that goes to Hoyt, because Voss deserved that spotlight, damn it! Ugh, and why is the protagonist silent? Silent protagonists are dumb. I thought it was going to be a good idea in 5 because most people you play as in Far Cry games are massive douches, but it just makes everything stale. Look at how these characters talk to you. It's so stiff and lifeless, unlike in previous games that had unique animations for every scene. This is a problem I also had with 5. And what's even worse is that no matter the gender you choose, everyone refers to you as they. Not he or she, they. Now I can tolerate when a game gives you superpowers and the ability to punch a bear. But they pronouns? No, I can only suspend my disbelief for so long. Give me a break. Oh well, at least the father Joseph Seed makes a return, and he was kind of an interesting villain. This time though, he serves as an ally, and gives you superpowers like double jumping and rage mode. Yeah, this is why I can't knock the game for a lack of realism. It clearly isn't trying to be that. However, that doesn't excuse everything else. Gameplay consists of your average Far Cry elements. Blow shit up, take psychedelic drugs, blow more shit up, drive over animals, and most importantly, take out every enemy outpost. Remember enemy outposts? I'm sure you don't. This time, however, there is a home base you can build up to improve your skills. Other than that, the gameplay is pretty repetitive. Go here, shoot this, do that. It's tasks we've seen done to death in Far Cry 5 and other open world games. And I understand that some people enjoy that. They don't need games to be anything groundbreaking. If they just want to kill some time by taking out enemy outposts or sawing bad guys in half, then that's good on them. But as for someone with an exquisite palate for games, I require a little more effort. And in this regard, Far Cry New Dawn's gameplay is especially stale. I came to this realization during a mission where I had to defend the home base. It dragged on for maybe 15-20 minutes, and believe me, it was boring. You think it would be fun to mow down a bunch of dudes flying in on parachutes, but I've been playing shooters since Peter Jackson's King Kong the Game. You gotta do a lot more than that to impress me. Also, my characters like to take their sweet old time when it comes to reloading. No, really, it's alright, take your time. You're only getting shot down by 3 different guys. This is of course when the enemy AI isn't being dumber than a sack of bricks. But you know what's worse than horrible enemy AI? Horrible partner AI. Alright, Nick, let's get in the vehicle. Really, dude? Yeah, don't worry about the mission, dude. Just shoot that bird. You're good. Okay, Nick, hop in. Just get in the ride, Nick. Oh, look, yep, that's a bear. You know what? Just kill me. 3rd time's a charm, Nick. The door is right there. All you gotta do is open it. Nick! Despite the Nick fiasco, I still managed to play a few more hours of Far Cry New Dawn before I just called it quits. I could not take it anymore. Even though it's a $40 game, that doesn't hide the fact that it is a boring, uninspired slog only designed to make Ubisoft more money. Don't take this as me hating on Ubisoft, I generally like their games a lot. Hell, I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my downtime. But New Dawn is just forgettable. Sometimes being a mediocre game is worse than being a terrible one, because at least the terrible ones have legacies. Far Cry New Dawn, however, is not going to be one of them.
I should have warned you. Yeah, the party liquor's just ethanol for car engines.
Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play one of the other games that came out on February 15th. I heard the cutscenes in that one are amazing.
僕はただの人間さ。
Eat your heart out, Smash Bros.